Hey, it is Dean Soto, founder of prosulum.com, prosulum.com, and today we're going to talk about sledding in the middle of the week and how that relates to time and how it relates to money. And, and it's going to be an interesting story. So this was a couple weeks back, maybe 2 weeks back, over here in Central California. For the last few years, it hasn't really rained much, and there wasn't a lot of precipitation. There was not a lot of snow. There was not a lot of rain. And my kid is trying to get in here. Hold on. What is going on? What's up? Oh, thank you. I love you. You're the best. Thank you. My son was locking it for me. Thank you. Thank you, big dude. Uh, so we haven't got a lot of rain at all. Haven't got a lot of rain, and because of that, obviously there's no snow in the upper parts of the valley or in the mountains over here, and that kind of sucks, especially when you've had a hard summer. It gets to 100 degrees out here pretty much the entire summer, and to then go to winter where it's cold but no rain, no snow, none of that, it sucks. Well, this year completely different. It's been raining like crazy where we're at. We actually had snow over in the hills where we're at right now, which is really cool. The the mountains, which are probably about 30 minutes away, are covered, absolutely caked in snow, and they just keep getting more, and they keep getting more, and they keep getting more, which is awesome. So we took a trip in the middle of the week. It was a Wednesday. We took a trip in the middle of the week, and right before we were taking that trip, a customer of mine who is absolutely a genius, super smart, very shrewd, and he owns this packing company, this packing and like manufacturing company. And I actually went and visited him a couple of months ago, and he has two virtual assistants, but back then he only had one, and this was right before he actually started with his virtual assistant. So I was teaching him how to do the videos, things like that, while I was out there. Might as well, right? So I got to see his operation. I got to go back and see all the people who worked for him. I got to see the office staff, also the manufacturing staff that were doing all of the creation of the different things that they pack and ship, and they have a lot of promo items, things like that. Well, the in my mind, whenever I see that, and I've always thought this ever since I started business or just in general, in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, that is crazy how he has all of those employees there. He has all of those employees. And on top of that, like, he has this huge building with all of this stuff going on. This guy has it all together, right? This guy absolutely has his dream. He's making a lot of money, all looks good, and so on and so forth. Well, this last Wednesday when we went up to the mountains, right beforehand, he had referred me to another prospect, a friend of his who owns 8 different businesses. He had referred me to another prospect, and my response to him via email was, "Well, I'm not. I how did I say it? The guy. Oh yeah, that's what it was. We had been prior to that. We had been paying phone tag with this one new prospect, and that the prospect basically said, "Hey, Wednesday at 2 o'clock, I have free." Well, the morning of Wednesday is when I saw that, and I said to him, I wrote back and I said, "Well, I'm going to be sledding with my family, so I'm not sure if I'll actually have signal where I'm going to be." Right? And I'm thinking nothing of it. That's just the way I live. I have people who work for me remotely, but they all follow systems. They all can do things on their own. I have the ability to go wherever I want, whenever I want. In fact, one of the things that I'm trying to do is every week actually having a full entire week just for my kids. I have 7 kids, 7 kids, and I want to spend one-on-one time with each of them. at least 1 week out of the month, I want to be able to take a day or at least half a day and spend time with each one of them, right? So as for me, status quo is I have my remote staff. We have over the last few years have sold millions of dollars of different services and different products and things like that. But I look at these guys who have these huge buildings, have these massive amount of staff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys have it all together, right? These guys got. I look at that and I'm thinking, wow, they're making a lot of money. They're doing all of the things that I would want, right? Well, come to find out, as soon as I sent that email, my customer shoots back an email and says, sledding in the middle of the day, that must be nice. And I'm thinking, oh, that's cute. It's just kind of like banter, and not that it didn't really have that much of an impact. It wasn't really that exciting, or wasn't whatever, But turns out he's brought it up several times ever since then, that, oh man, I can't wait to be able to go sledding like you do during the day. Oh, and hey, one of these days we can go, you and I, we can go sledding, in the middle of the week, and so on, right? So he's brought it up multiple times. Why is that? Well, despite having all of these employees in manufacturing and everything like that, the thing that for him and for a lot of people, especially in this particular circumstance, for him, time is very important. Right? Time should actually be the most important thing, right? Why do you look for cash and money? Why does anybody of us, why does anybody want to have a lot of money? It's not because there's something about that dollar or whatever that makes you happy. It's actually the result. It's actually the thing that you can buy with the dollar. You can buy freedom, right? If you have $1 million, you can do whatever you want, right? For the most part, you could go and take months off of work, go buy some investments that bring in cash flow, right? Real estate, it could be whatever, but that money allows you to do something, right? But the problem is, a lot of the times, these business owners who have these businesses have a lot of fixed costs and things like that. They're making a lot of revenue, but a lot of that's going out in expenses. And then on top of that, they've put themselves in a position where they're the bottleneck, right? They're the bottleneck. Well, the cool thing is, this particular prospect, he's starting to get out of it, right? He's starting to get out of all of this, where they feel like they need to be the bottleneck, and a lot of that's through systems, things like that, right? So what's the whole point of this? The whole point of this video is to show that time is way more valuable than money. And it's actually the harder thing to get. So as soon as you can start creating systems and things like that systems that take you back, systems that allow you to step back and not be the one who ends up needing to be involved in certain things. The more that you're able to do that, the more valuable you become, the more valuable your business becomes, and the more that you are able to do what you intended in the first place, right? In American culture, what do we value, right? In American culture, we value, I'll take that back. In American culture, what is the indicator of success? Bigness, right? Big. How many employees do you have? Oh, you have 100 employees? Wow, that's amazing. How big is your office space? Wow, it's 20,000 square feet? Whoa. A lot of the times we're taught or we're ingrained that that is the measure of success. Whereas the true measure of success is how can you create something that is cost effective, is small enough where you're spending the minimum amount in order to grow something that can give you, because this is the reason you build this business in the first place, give you time and freedom to do what you want when you want. Time is so much more valuable than just getting cash. There are a ton of businesses out there. You look at any restaurant out there. A lot of restaurants make $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, but they only net, you know, 8, 9, 10, 12% of that. And those restaurants that are not able to, where the owner is able to step away and have a general manager or something like that, although they look impressive, they don't generate nearly as much as they can. And that's why just over the last few years, I would even venture to say over the last few months, it's been a big wake-up call, even for me, to not look at these big organizations or not look at how many W-2 employees somebody has and go, wow, these guys are successful. Because a great indicator of success, a better indicator of success is, can this person who owns all of this real estate, who has all of these employees, can they leave right now for a week and know everything continues to grow without them? Can it grow without you? So right now, what in your business, if you have a business right now, are you able to basically do whatever you want when you want? Are you able to go, so next week we might go somewhere to go on a vacation, okay? Can you continue to run your business from anywhere? Obviously, not all businesses are going to allow this, but if you set up yourself in a certain way, it can be done as a CEO. It can be done. Even if there's a physical building, you can set it up to where you aren't necessarily, you don't need to be there, right? Think of the CEO of Boeing or Lockheed or all these, they don't need to be at a specific location, right? Because there's a humongous system that's allowing them to have the time to be an executive and to execute on new projects and things like that. Not necessarily that they're going to have a ton of time. A lot of them I don't envy. But do you have something in your business? Is your business currently set up right now to where you could go and do whatever you want, even for a few weeks, without having to be actually involved in your business and let it grow? That is the key. That is the time is far more valuable than money. That is the ultimate goal, at least for most people, right? Maybe not for you. Maybe you want a lot of money. Maybe you like the way it feels. But for me, I want money that gives me the lifestyle that I want, right? So, do you have that ability right now? If you don't, why not? Is it because of systems? Is it because you've hired too many employees domestically and no virtual assistants? Is it because you have a virtual assistant that isn't trained in creating systems and you can't, they can't document anything for you and start creating these things? What is the reason? Okay. And then I want you to just create a small action plan of what you can do right now to change that, so where you have more time. All right. So this is Dean Soto. Check out prosulum.com, prosulum.com. We have systems and process virtual assistants there. They document everything that you could think of, and all you need is about 5 minutes a day to do it. All right. So check those out. Check those out. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and we'll check you out in the next video. See ya.